everybody, welcome back to Eat for Health. This is our episode number 2 and I'm super excited because today I have my good friend Jarrod here with us, and he is this amazing person who is looking after dads, looking after a healthy lifestyle, all sorts of different projects. So Jarrod, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you for having me here today. I'm very excited to be part of Eat for Health. So my background is initially in personal training and then now in nutrition education, specifically plant-based nutrition as well. I'm the founder of Lean and Green Healthy Lifestyle Club and Super Dads Online, which is an education and support network for dads.
Fantastic, such a good initiatives, and this is how we met as well, because I found out all about you promoting healthy health style for families, and that's obviously what Eat for Health is all about.
Absolutely.
Awesome, so thanks for coming. And what are we cooking today, and why are we cooking what we're cooking?
So today we're cooking a plant-based alternative to the normal egg scramble. It is a tofu scramble, so we've got very much the same ingredients, but we're using tofu instead of our eggs.
Fantastic, and because it's a Valentine's Day and we all really want to spoil our loved ones, so this is maybe a little breakfast in bed alternative as well. Really
Absolutely,
nice,
one of my favourites to cook my wife. She absolutely loves it, and so I'm excited to share it with you today.
Beautiful, let's get started. So,
let's get started.
What would you like me to do?
I'd love you to chop up some garlic for us, and then we'll get some tomatoes, nice cherry tomatoes. They look beautiful and fresh. And we've already got the capsicum chopped up here. We've got some onion, we've got some nice greens there. We have some turmeric, some parsley, and we've got our tofu and our onion. And a little bit of extra virgin coconut oil to brown the onion and the garlic up in the pan before we add the other ingredients.
Fantastic. All right, let's get started. So tell me a little bit more about Lean and Green. How did you start and why did you start that?
So I was a personal trainer at a local gym, and I started to train someone who was vegan, and they just asked me a few questions. Main question was, why do I eat the way I do? And so that was a really good question, and I realised that I ate the way I did because, number one, I had been brought up to eat the foods that were part of my normal diet, and also as a bodybuilder, I had the belief that we needed meat for protein. So started to, I guess, educate myself into plant-based nutrition a little bit more, watched some documentaries, and realised that there was something there. And the more I learnt, the more I realised that we are a meat-addicted society. We have it as part of every meal, and yet there was no real need to, and it was perhaps more beneficial to our health to try and include more plant-based foods into our diet.
Fantastic. So is that why we're using tofu today instead of eggs and bacon and the usual breakfast staples?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when it comes to using eggs, I used to consume 6 eggs for breakfast every morning as my scrambled eggs or my omelette.
Oh, wow.
And so this is simply a plant-based alternative that is high in fibre, high in phytonutrients, and is extremely good for our health.
Fantastic. And is this something you would sometimes cook with your kids as well? Because it sort of seems sort of easy enough to get your kids included.
Yeah, absolutely. My kids love being in the kitchen with me when I'm cooking stuff. And this is something that my wife and I personally eat quite a lot of. My kids not so much. They prefer their more traditional oats or peanut butter on toast. But for us, this is what we really enjoy eating.
So I have chopped up some garlic here. What would you like me to do next?
So we've got some delicious Asian greens there. Let's start by getting you to chop up some of that as well. And yeah, just some alternatives. You can add some kale, you can add some baby spinach. They certainly go well as the green component to this recipe really. As well. Anything green, yeah,
anything
get
green
some in there.
Just use up the stuff.
Yeah, we want to provide lots of colour in this recipe.
So tell me a little bit about Super Dads. What are you guys doing and how did it all start? And am I right, you have more than 17,000 followers already there and growing?
Yes, yeah, that's correct. And look, the whole thing started because as a dad of 3 girls, I felt like I was really struggling, and when I went searching for somewhere to get some support for myself, I realised there was a lot out there for mums but not enough for dads. So that's where the idea for Super Dads came from, and now we've run a program with a counsellor and a stress and addictions expert, and I do the exercise and nutrition component. Nutrition is obviously a very important thing for us to educate the dads on.
Sure. Yeah.
Because so many dads are not prevalent in the kitchen, and we want to make sure that they're cooking good, healthy food for their kids. But more importantly as well, we want to make sure that they can get into the kitchen and take some of the load off the wife as well.
Absolutely.
Actually, I'm really interested to find out a little bit more about where Eat for Health came from as well.
Well, as a sort of small business consultant and really active community member, I talk to lots of people, and I made a sort of transition to more plant-based eating myself about 8 months ago. And talking to these small business owners, and they're all families, they tell me that they feel really stressed all the time, they feel that they have no energy, they work long hours, and when they're hungry, they go and have some convenient food. And but this obviously creates this circle when they don't have enough energy because they're not putting good fuel in their body. And still this sort of concept about that eating healthy is really hard. People think it's expensive because you have to buy everything organic, or cooking like this takes forever, and it's just inconvenient. I want to show that within 15 minutes, you can actually cook something what is really, really healthy, really good for you. You can include your family, your kids, let them peel your carrots or let them chop your vegetables, and you can have some really good conversations at the same time. It's almost like reconnecting with your family and bringing family together and having some fun with different smells and tastes and textures.
Absolutely. And it is great to show people that eating healthy doesn't take longer.
Absolutely. It doesn't take longer. It is so much fun, and everything you're literally cooking, you can put it in your mouth straight away. You can having little tastes as you go, which you couldn't do when you cook chicken or meat because you wouldn't eat it raw. So I'm very, very excited and passionate about showing people that it's actually easy, it's fun. Get people over, like you, some amazing people, and let's chop up a storm.
Oh, high five! Woo.
What is the next step, Jarrod?
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring some of the ingredients over. So our onion, our garlic, we'll chuck the tomato and the capsicum in there as well. We're going to get that browning in the pan with a little bit of coconut oil, just about 2 teaspoons should do it. And while that's cooking, we're going to prepare the tofu, add some turmeric into it, a little bit of hot water or vegetable stock can be used as well. So we'll prepare that while our onion and garlic and everything else is browning, and then we'll add that to the pan as well. Okay, so we've got our coconut oil in the pan, it's heating up. Let's add in our vegetables, get them browning. Yeah, we have our onions, we have our tomato, we have our capsicum. Combined in here is our garlic and all of our Asian greens.
Quite a few cups of your daily vegetable intake already in your breakfast.
Absolutely.
Instead of eggs and bacon. Love it. Absolutely
I
love it.
love the colour in that already. Look at that. Beautiful. And now while that's cooking, let's prepare the tofu.
Awesome. So what do we do with tofu? It looks like a perfectly big cube there. You said we're doing scrambled. How will we scramble it?
So what we want to do for starters is prepare it. We just want a bowl. We're going to pick it up and place it into the bowl. May I have a fork, please?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Here's one I prepared earlier.
So you can either use your hands, you want to get messy, or we just use our fork. And all we want to do is mash it up.
I think it's a perfect job for kids. Get them to stick it in
right.
and play around. It looks like a Play-Doh to me.
Absolutely.
I've never scrambled tofu before, so I'm absolutely mesmerised how it looks.
And Scylla, if I can please have a teaspoon. Let's get some turmeric into our tofu.
Just about a teaspoon, or?
Yeah, a teaspoon should be good. There we go.
Wonderful.
And then we're going to use just a little bit of boiling water, please. And that's just going to be used to get that turmeric to disintegrate into the tofu. Yeah, that's right. So you want it to basically look like an already cooked scrambled eggs.
That looks great. It looks exactly like eggs. Wonderful.
And now let's take it over to the pan. That's looking good. Scylla, would you like to do the honours?
Thank you.
Alright, let's give it a stir through. We're probably looking at about 3 to 5 minutes. You'll definitely get a guide as to how you want it to taste once you've cooked this a couple of times, but we just want to mix that through. Obviously the veggies and the pan are going to help it to cook very quickly, and it will be ready to go in just a few quick minutes.
And while that's cooking, we dance.
And now that's done, we can plate it up. And now the moment of truth. Scylla, it's time for a taste test.
Thank you.
Are.
High five.
Right, thank you.
It definitely smells really nice. I can definitely smell turmeric and the vegetables.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So Jarrod, give us your top tip for families with young kids, how to get them to eat this stuff, how to be prepared so you don't have to spend hours in the kitchen, but making sure that you feed your family a really good food.
So look, for us, we've got the 3 kids, but we'll cook as though we've got 5 kids or 2 extra adults in our home. That means we've always got, you know, leftovers in the fridge or the freezer so that we're ready for lunches, so that we're ready for dinners on the go when we get home from gymnastics and all those busy things that we do in our lives and need to make up meals on the spot. We know that we've got something already prepared and ready to go.
And that will probably help get kids off those really naughty snacks as well, I guess. If you have something like that ready, you warm it up and say, sit down and eat this rather than going for who knows what.
Yeah, and something that's going to fill them up a lot more than some of those snacks we tend to give them as well. Yeah.
Awesome. And you can definitely freeze that. Yeah, not a problem at all.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, it freezes. It's great on wraps or pita bread or wholemeal toast during the day. So yeah, something you can take for your work lunches as well. I normally put it in a Tupperware container, have it in the fridge, and then hey presto, it's ready to go.
Fantastic. There you have it. Tofu Easy Scramble.